Hey guys, how's it going? My name is always and welcome to, well, nothing. This is Skybees, where we are on a skyblock, your typical 3 by 3 by 3 of dirt with some bedrock on it and a tree, and we're expected to survive. So yeah, this is Skybees, a mod pack dedicated to the Minecraft bee, and not the forestry bees like I've messed around with in the past, but the actual Minecraft, the vanilla mob bee, and some mods around that make it so that they give different things, which we'll get to eventually. And I've been wanting to play this pack, mostly because I've not really gotten to play around with the new Minecraft bee, because I don't play much vanilla, especially in the newer versions, and so I just haven't had a chance to mess around with the bee and see about automating it and doing anything like that. So this is a good excuse as any to do that. Unfortunately, we started in a desert biome. I've made a couple of worlds just kind of testing things out, making sure sounds and all that sound good, which there is a chance that things might not be all that great sound quality-wise, just this being the first episode, but everything should be okay. And unfortunately, the other two worlds I had, or the other worlds I had, were better biomes than this. It's desert. It's kind of ugly, but we're going to live with it. So this is a quest style mod pack, and it uses the Feed the Beast quest line, I think is what this one is. Actually, it would tell me, yeah, Feed the Beast quest. So I've not really used this one all that much, so it'll be kind of interesting to see what it's like. So it might take me a little bit to get used to it, but this is the mod pack maker's first mod pack. We're not going to worry about the set home stuff because no reason to do that. And we're just going to kind of go around and read all these. So bees, in this pack you start with Ex Nihilo, which we've used in past. It's actually in Stone Block. I don't use it anymore, but at the beginning of that's how we got resources. And if you're not familiar with Ex Nihilo, I've messed around with that mod a lot. I've played a lot of Skyblocks, and it's a pretty common Skyblock mod. But the main generation of materials is bees. You start with normal Minecraft bees, and then you can craft the base bee spawn eggs, and then other resource bees you can breed. So bees are how we're going to get resources to do everything, basically. Expert mod pack. This is technically an expert mod pack. Some of the recipes are changed to be a little bit harder, and that's something I honestly really like because sometimes recipes are just too easy, and having something be a little bit grindier isn't necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it can be too much, but I know this is a personal kind of preference thing, but I personally like the harder difficulty stuff. The more grindy, more, you're not going to be able to mass produce this one item because, well, you need to make a ton of things before it, and I'm okay with that. So, or excavation. There is no ore excavation, which is when you can mine out a bunch of the same blocks. So, for example, I think we might be able to do that. We'll see in a little bit. But you can use Utilimine, which I'm not sure how that one works, but we'll try it. I know what the keybind is, so we'll see. Easter eggs. There are some Easter eggs. Okay, good to know. Let's see. Tips, bugs, ideas. The pictures in the quest book. Any tips? Normal things. We're just going to kind of complete these, read through them a little bit. Quest rewards. Not every quest has a reward. Quests usually are going to be, and this is something that a lot of mod pack makers have been doing. Quests kind of guide you in the right direction, and not necessarily reward you. This is a Skyblock map. This is not a server playing single player, so it doesn't matter. And then progression. And this is just kind of overall progression. So we're going to get immersive engineering, opens up black iron ingot quests to open the extended crafting. And yeah, this is something that we'll probably want to look at later if we need to see. But we completed the start chapter. So yeah, there is a, wow. They even included a picture of that is actually really nice. So that's just a kind of typical oh, what's it called? A cobblestone generator. So that's kind of nice. But we got to start all the way back here. We need to get some oak logs. So we're just going to see what we can do. Crafting table, barrels, crooks, string. Yeah, this is pretty typical. So saplings or leaves, and a wooden crucible gives you water. Pebbles. Okay, there's a lot of things to all this. So first step is obviously we need to get what is okay, so it looks like ultimine is what that is. Okay, that was interesting. But we have some saplings. Now I know there is bedrock, and I know we can kind of safely do this. So let's dig down just a little bit. And the very first thing we're going to do is just kind of expand this area. And try not to lose dirt. Just so that we have a little bit more space to work with. Okay, so let's get a tree there. Let's just kind of get some of this stuff a little bit nicer. Just so that we can grow multiple trees in multiple areas and not have to worry about too much. I am slightly concerned about falling and dying, but will probably happen. Let's get... I'm really sad that I lost that one. We're going to keep some grass. Grass is something that we will be able to get plenty of later, but for right now, we're just going to kind of do this. And let's see if there's anything else we can do. I probably should have done that first, but whatever. So what happens? Does this require? It does. Okay, it requires the other task. There's drawers we can get upgrade templates and do all the sort of drawers. These are pretty straightforward things. I don't think too much is different. We can still get crafting tables. Do we have crafting stations? I love crafting stations. One of the best things in the game. We already have an apple. Wow, there is a lot of things. And it does have Spice of Life. Does it have... I don't like the smoothness of the motion. I will be honest, but... Alright, let's just grab as much of this stuff as we possibly can. And I want to try to grab as many saplings and all that kind of fun stuff as we can get. So, yeah. I'm a little upset about that one. Okay, so we have a bunch of saplings down here. Let's go ahead and just... do this, I guess. Okay, so we can do the... I don't know how else to say it other than the twerking to get more trees. So we can get through these first... I don't like the smooth movement. I might see what mod that is, and I might even disable it. Just because I'm not a big fan of that. It's a little jarring to me. So let's grab some dirt. I'm going to put some dirt here, and it is getting dark, but that should not be a concern. No mobs can really spawn because there's no spot for them to spawn. So yeah, let's just keep doing this. We gotta get 32 logs, probably 2 more trees, 3 more trees, a few more trees, and then eventually we'll be able to kind of make a nice big area where... That was rude. We can make a nice big area where we can kind of do all this stuff without too much issue. So we would have had all that stuff, all of the logs that we needed if we hadn't lost so many, but it's fine. So this should complete the quest, and we can kind of continue on. Yep. So let's see. We need to go back to Ex Nihilo. We got that. There is nothing for that, but the crafting table, we need to make a normal crafting table, and that's fine because we're going to probably end up using those to make the cobblestone generator, kind of like the picture shows. So there is that done. So bone meal wants us to just jump right in and make a mob farm. Luckily, I've done plenty of skyblocks to know. Ooh, emerald mesh, netherite mesh. Interesting. I've done enough skyblocks to know kind of the general idea of what you want to do. One of the next things is to make crooks. These are really good to have so you can get silkworms. And then we're also going to need a barrel, which is probably, let's see if I know what the recipe is going to be. We're going to probably need some slabs and something like that. So barrels are used to make, we'll put that there. Barrels are used to make dirt from organics and that kind of stuff. And yeah, make dirt. You just compost different amounts of different things. Leaves are a great source of compost, but then also rotten flesh or anything organic, basically. String is really good, and we're going to get string relatively soon. Seeds, eggs, saplings. There is a ton of things we can use. So, how good is apples? Apples are 1 out of 10. Okay. So yeah, there is a lot we can do with that. Silkworms are 40. Ugh, not very good. But let's get the silkworms. So let's grow another tree. And this time, we want the leaves, and we want a lot of leaves. And we're going to break all the leaves and get silkworms. Because using the crook will do that for us. Then we can harvest the tree and do all that again. So we have some grass down here, so don't feel too bad about breaking some. Oh, we could have just grabbed the dirt here. Man, we are losing so much dirt, but it's okay. We'll live. So what we're gonna want to do is just kind of spread this stuff out a little bit farther, and I kind of want to live on the bedrock for now. Okay, so we're going to put another tree down, 2 more trees, and we're going to hopefully grow them both. Now we are going to need food, so we have a lot of quests that we're just kind of getting through. Dirt generator. Need a hopper or pipe to extract dirt from the generator. What is that thing? Dirt generator. I've never seen this thing. It requires lava and water and dirt plus some glass. Okay, we'll just save that recipe. That'll be something we do later. But we need to get some string right now, because in order to get to actually producing resources, we need string. Luckily, the silkworms are what give us string. So what we're going to do is just get a bunch of trees, and we're going to throw in a couple silkworms. Now, while that is doing its thing, I do want to go ahead and make a chest. Let's do that. And I hate this, but we're going to live with it. We're going to just put pretty much everything. I want to keep some things in here. And honestly, what we can do, let's go ahead and start preparing. Can we make, let's see, crafting, crafting station slabs. Okay, that is what we want. So yeah, I hate this. I wish I didn't have that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make like a handful of crafting stations, and we're gonna turn those into slabs. And then this is what we'll use to make a little bit of a cobblestone farm. Now, looks like the infested leaves are all done. That was really quick. And so what we do now is we just use our crook once again on them and break them all. And we get a ton of string and a lot more silkworms. So basically silkworms, they are a real thing, by the way. Silkworms exist in real life. And what they are is just, they're just worms that will create a lot of silk. That's where silk comes from. And so we'll get string out of it, which is awesome. String is really important early game. And we will also get plenty of more silkworms. Because they basically eat the leaves, infest them, and make all the nice string. Can we break that? Let's just pillar up with that. There we go. And I guess you don't need to actually use the crook to get the string. I thought you did. Anyways, let's check the quest book. So with that, with the string, so use silkworm on leaves, wait for infested leaves, and use a crook to get strings. We can then go to get beehive frames, which I'm not familiar with. That's a different X-Nalos thing. Or we can get a string mesh. String mesh is what we want because that is needed for the next thing. So we'll make a string mesh, and that allows us to make a sieve. And with this, so it's just some of this, some sticks, and some wood. We'll get we'll be able to start making resources a little bit now. Not much, but a little bit. So we're gonna just put that there. It requires the string mesh, so we just put that in there. And from here, we also have the saplings or leaves. We can make a wooden crucible to get water, and we are also going to need to get a bunch of stone. So to get stones for pebbles, we need to sift dirt, and so we need to get more dirt, which we can get from the barrel. So you know what? Let's actually come up here and break the barrel and put it down here where it's a little easier to reach. And let's keep like 4 saplings in there. We're gonna put another sapling there, and we're gonna fill this up. And it's going to start making dirt. It's gonna compost into dirt. That's it. So let's break all of this stuff. And what we can start doing is let's grab some wood. And this is all going to be fairly temporary. But let's make a little bit more space. Let's grab like a stack of blocks. And basically what we can do now is just go ahead and expand this platform a little bit. We're going to just place blocks like so. I don't want this to be too big because then we'll have issues with mob spawning and all that kind of fun stuff. And that's not something I want. But I want to see. Can we? No. Okay. There is some mods that allow you to basically right click on dirt and pick up a bunch of pebbles. But this one doesn't have that. So eventually we will have to dig down, get underneath these blocks to get our dirt back. But that's something we'll worry about later. I kind of just want to have not messed up every single placement of those blocks. If we lose a little bit of this, it's not that big of a deal. And we'll just do this. So let's just kind of make a ring around the bedrock. And we can always expand a little bit more if need be. Let's go out this way a couple blocks. Actually, we're going to leave those. That might be a good way to get underneath. And it's totally planned, not just me misclicking. So with this, we can start picking up all the dirt and not having to worry about it falling into the void. So we only lost like what, 2 pieces of dirt in total. And then even better, I can take this and I can just move it. Okay, so I can do that there. This is not too bad. Let's go ahead and place down a couple saplings. Let's grab our dirt. We're going to break the barrel. And can we go out this way? Just a few more blocks. Or at least one more block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and then we can place the barrel here. We can always make more barrels. But for now, that will work. So we're going to use the silkworms. And that's going to require a lot of silkworms to fill this up, but that's okay. We can get plenty of them. So we're going to keep a little bit of dirt, but let's take like 8 dirt. Actually, let's take 6 of the dirt. And we're going to start sifting it. So you just hold right click and it passes through the sieve, and we're going to start getting stone pebbles as well as some other things. Ooh, we got melon seeds. Ooh, we got a lot of seeds. Potatoes, carrots, pumpkins, industrial hemp. Let's see. It's F3H. Just to get rid of all of those. I don't need all the details, but let's go ahead and sift a little bit more dirt. We can always make more dirt. That is never going to be a problem. And so let's see if we get anything good. Ooh, cactus seeds. Once we get some sand. Ooh, we also got ancient spores. That's super important. Bamboo, ferns, grass seeds. So that is awesome. Pumpkin seeds, industrial hemp, carrots, potato seeds, melon seeds, cactus seeds, beetroots, wheat seeds. Plus we have andesite pebbles, granite pebbles, and stone pebbles. So with the stone pebbles, we can go ahead and get our first reward, which is some cobblestone. And that means, we got the advancement Stone Age. That means we can start getting into a fired crucible relatively soon. To get that, we need clay, though, and bone meal. And to get all that stuff, we need to get a hammer. Any hammer will work. But let's see. If we can turn 4 of these pebbles into a cobblestone. And we're going to need quite a few. So let's store all that for right now. And we're going to just make a normal... actually, I don't know how much it takes. I don't know what the recipe is going to be. Is it going to be like this? Okay, it's the cheaper recipe. There's a couple different recipes I've seen for this hammer. Like I said, I've played around with this mod quite a bit, so I'm a little bit used to it. But we're going to have some cobblestone, and we also got some diorite pebbles. I don't know why I'm calling them pellets. So, lots of good things. Hammer doesn't give us anything, but we can get that later. So, dust to clay. In order to get dust, we're going to need... Okay, we're going to need a lot of dirt. There is a couple ways we can kind of go forward. But we're in a desert, so one of those ways is impossible. So, we need to get clay. Clay will give us access to buckets, which will give us to cobblestone generators, and eventually a nice fancy cobblestone generator, which I don't know why that disappears. The nice fancy cobblestone generator, which is generates 1 cobblestone every 40 ticks. Not too bad. So let's just cobblestone. There's a cobblestone bee. He's adorable. That is adorable. Anyways, we'll be able to make these bees later. Ah, that's how you get them. Okay. Capturing enchantment gives monsters a chance to drop their spawn eggs. Okay, our tree grew. So eventually we'll get a cobblestone generator, but making those might be easier. I don't know if we'll actually end up making this one. We might have just wasted some wood making the crafting stations. The reason I did that though, crafting stations don't burn. Crafting tables don't burn. They are fireproof. And that's something I don't know that everybody knows. It's a trick that I learned quite a long time ago, and it's super useful to know. But we're going to continue just getting dirt. We have some bread so we can eat. And I don't know. I know we have Spice of Life, but I don't know if it's going to take away. At least I think we have Spice of Life. Yes, we do, but I don't know how bad it is. Spice of Life can be really difficult because if you eat the same foods over and over again, you will eventually not like eating them. And when that happens, you don't get as much like hunger off of them. So it's definitely a challenge to kind of mix things. But we need to make some things. Let's see, we are going to need a crucible, a wooden crucible, and we need a torch. So this is the part that I'm not entirely sure the best way of getting. So we need charcoal, which we can get from smelting wood, but we need to get enough stone to get charcoal. You can probably see the problem. So the crucible is really important, but we just need to get a torch. Yeah, I don't know, maybe clicking in there is just what's causing issues, so I haven't seen any issues here. Anyways, we almost have enough for a furnace. Let's see, furnace, any stone tool material, so blackstone or cobblestone. That's it. Okay, so we'll have to sift more dirt. And then we'll get more stone pebbles. And with that, we can get more things. So we can get a furnace, and a furnace is going to be super important because we're going to need it for a couple of things. Let's see, let's go ahead and put all that stuff away. I kind of want to make sure that there's nothing new, so we're going to rearrange things a little bit. But we still need one more cobblestone. Let's go ahead and make 2 crooks. Crooks are very useful, so might as well. And let's speed these trees up a little bit and get more silkworms, as well as the branches or not the branches, the saplings. I don't know why I said branches there, but plenty of stuff. And let's go ahead and make a couple more barrels. So to get clay, we need water. The wooden crucible will give us water, but there is another way where you can get water, and it's... Did that complete again? Put that there. And let's get a few more slabs. And just kind of extend this a little bit. We're going to go ahead and move this here. And let's get, I think it's 8 saplings you need. It's 125, so I think that's 8, yeah. So to get clay, we can do one of two things. We can either wait for it to rain, fill up one of these things with water, and then get this stuff called dust, which comes from cobblestone. We'll get to that in a little bit. Or we can make water, and that is what the wooden crucible is for. If we look at the uses, saplings, it looks like 4 saplings will make a bucket of water. But it needs some sort of heat source. But apparently we could just put it in the air and it will very slowly make what we need. But we also are going to need a torch. So let's get a torch. And to get that, we just need a furnace so we can, make charcoal. What kind is that? Beetroots. So let's see. Anything new? We got sugarcane. Ooh, that's actually really useful. Sugarcane is sometimes hard to get because it's a little bit rare. But let's go ahead and make a furnace. We'll just cook up some charcoal. A little bit of a, am I on a chunk border? That apparently doesn't give me chunk borders anymore. All right, there we go. So piece of charcoal and a stick will give us torches. And that will help with this. So we're gonna lose those saplings. But what we can do is we can just put this down, and above it we put this, and there will be more heat. Or not. That's just going to be really slow. Never mind. Ignore what I just said. We're still going to need the torch though, so we just wasted some saplings. It's okay. But yeah, the heat source looks like a torch. I don't know what that 4x is then. A campfire would be also useful, but there's a lot of different things. Glowstone is probably the best. And yeah, we just don't have access to that. So that is going to lead us to water. Once we get a water bucket, we can then, with a water bucket and a lava bucket, make more things. Now, to get that stuff, we have a clay bucket that we started with. We're going to need to make another clay bucket, which is just 3 clay. And we'll have to fire those. We'll worry about that later. The crucible is how we get the lava. Crucibles, once they're fired, you can turn any sort of stone or gravel even. I didn't know about the gravel. That's new. Or netherrack or obsidian into lava. And it needs a heat source. Lava is a good heat source, but that's not one we can currently use. Eventually we'll get, stone. Everything will be stone and everything will be a lot easier. But we need to get some more dirt. And so let's just go ahead and get more trees, turn more trees into more dirt into more stone, and more stone into, well, more things. And then eventually we'll start getting into bees. It's going to probably take a while. We have to get a little bit set up. But once we start getting into bees, then things will be a lot different. Puns. Now here is the question. Silkworms, it takes a lot. We have 17. 18, 19, 20. 25. So it's 25 silkworms for a piece of dirt. That's not terrible, but that's also not good. Let's prepare for something else. So we're going to take some more slabs, and I do have to remember we can do fancy things like waterlogging and all of that. So what we're gonna want to do is set up something over here. We're gonna need more slabs. Now eventually we'll kind of not use slabs. I don't typically like using slabs for my base. And what we'll end up doing is destroying all this stuff. And that's pretty much it. We'll just destroy all of it and go make something that hopefully looks a little bit nicer. We are going to try to make things look halfway decent. I know I usually say that, and it usually never pans out, but I'm going to try a little harder this time, just because we're going to be waiting a lot of time on bees, so it'll give us something to do. We're going to have water there. That's what that's for. So dirt gets turned into more stone and birch trees, birch saplings, seeds, and we're going to hammer some cobblestone. Now the cobblestone will turn into gravel. Now if we were to sift gravel in the string mesh, we'd get flint. I don't really care about flint right now. The string mesh will give us bone meal from dust, which is something we need. And from leaves, it will give you, it'll give you a chance of getting saplings. Sand gives you cocoa beans. Don't really care about that. But Surges quartz from skystone, okay. You have a really small chance of getting a golden apple from any leaves. Interesting. But yeah, the big thing that we were going to want is the bone meal. Bone meal means we can make the crucible. The other one, the fire crucible. And that is a little bit more important. So we need to turn the gravel into dust. So it's stone, gravel, sand, dust. And then we can sift that and get nothing. It is unfortunately a chance. So we, go back to putting in saplings and all that kind of fun stuff. Movement, by the way, is what activates the trees. I didn't mention that before, but that is what does the rapid tree growth. It is movement, not anything else. And so you can run around, or if you just repeatedly crouch, that will give the bone meal effect to plants, specifically trees at least. I don't know if it does it for all plants, but at least trees. So we can get some more dirt and sift more dirt and try to get more stone and more everything, just more. We want more of whatever we can get our hands on. And something what we're going to do, just because it's probably going to be a little bit smarter, we're not going to turn this into dust. We're going to actually grab a cactus seed and where do I want to put this? For now, we're going to put this right here. And we're going to grow cactus. So cactus we can turn into many things. I'm surprised it doesn't have a recipe for the crucible, but cactus is useful for making cactus batch. Okay, not entirely sure, but cactus is useful for making dirt. It's tin. That's not as good as I thought. Okay, never mind. Cactus coming back, and we're going to just go ahead and get some dust and sift some dust. So that is what I need to do for quite a while, to be perfectly honest, is just kind of, well, farm trees, get leaves, and get saplings, get silkworms, get whatever we can to get dirt so we can get cobblestone so that we can get clay. So I will tell you guys what, I am going to do some work just kind of collecting resources, all this kind of boring stuff, and we'll come back next episode. I will try to have 2 buckets of water, which means that we need to fire this bucket, and once I have infinite water, we can worry about getting the cobblestone generator next episode. So that will be the plan. If I sift enough, then we don't have to worry about anything. That just wanted any bucket, apparently. Sometimes the quests are a little messed up. Ooh, dust to clay. So we have dust, we have... Oh, we're going to get some clay. Cool. A brick hopper. That is good to know exists. And then the bucket. Okay. So we're going to need another bucket. I'm so glad that recipe is in there. And we're going to need some more clay for the other... for the... What is it? The Crucible. Which I've gotten rid of. So the unfired crucible requires porcelain clay. It requires 7 of it, and so that is kind of what we need to do. And these clay buckets will not be able to handle the lava. They will crack and break, which is unfortunate, but is a thing. So yeah. I'm going to just collect resources and all that kind of fun stuff, and hopefully it won't take me too long, but next episode we will start looking into getting cobblestone and go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm looking forward to this series. It should be a lot of fun. I like bees. Bees are probably one of my favorite things in Minecraft, both the modded and now in the vanilla, even though I haven't like done too much with them. They're adorable and I love them. So yeah, we're gonna mess around with bees and hopefully have some fun in this. I don't know what to expect from the end game of this like mod pack. I do know that we will be able to make creative items, which is cool. It has blood magic, which I've messed with before. I both love and hate blood magic. It's very grindy. Astral sorcery, which I'd love to do more in. Mechanism, a lot of the typical things. Not too familiar with power, however you want to say it. But industrial foregoing, I haven't worked with that in a while. Botania, like a lot of mods that I do enjoy, and it should be fun to see what we can do with them. So that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!